Alright, what is going on my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today, this video is going to be my playthrough video of the treasure map against Luffy. Now, this is not a live playthrough, this is a pre-recorded video that I'm just doing a voiceover of. I just feel like it's a lot easier that way because when I play treasure map, I want to play it as fast as possible. And I feel like doing the way that I would previously do it would take a lot of time out of it, and it's probably not as engaging as me just doing a commentary of the gameplay footage, which I feel like is probably a little bit better, and hopefully you guys enjoy. If you guys prefer the old method, I can definitely go back to it, where I explain things a little bit more, but I feel like this method is a lot better because you guys will just be seeing the content run through much faster, and this is how I would normally play treasure map. I play treasure map very fast, especially when I'm off stream. When I am playing on stream, it is a bit different as well, but typically when I am playing by myself, I do make sure to hit my tap timings as efficiently as possible, so I'm hitting goods and greats as often as I can to ensure that I am clearing the content fast enough. So this is going to be the playthrough video. I believe the first boss is against a Kaido. I think I encountered a Kaido first. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yes, okay. Against Sakazuki, right? So this team in particular, this is not the 127 times team. You can run it on earlier nav levels against this particular boss, but it's not really advised to do it because there's a lot of stalling involved and it just doesn't seem that efficient. But the 127 times point boosting team can definitely and 100% can be ran for pretty much an infinite amount of time on the final boss versus Luffy, which you guys will be seeing in this video today. But this team multiply is like a 57-ish, I think it is. So it's really good either way, right? And of course, as you see, that half our team is paralyzed, which obviously is going to be a big problem. But with all the specials that we have active, it's not going to be a problem. Just the amount of damage output that we get from everything here, it's pretty good, right? Because we have the Luffy special, he's super type, we've got Chopper to remove the threshold, the Boa to remove the debuffs, we've got the Nami for the chain lock, and obviously as you guys would have seen, we actually go ahead and use the Blackbeard special on the turn prior, just to enable us to kill Fuji a little bit quicker, so that's pretty good. So yeah, the Kaido boss fight, piece of cake, no problem. The boss after this along the way is the Blackbeard boss. I do actually go ahead and skip a lot of the run through of the treasure map. Well, I don't skip it. It's just going to be running through at like multiple times speed, so you don't have to sit through me going through the entire map because nobody wants to see that. That's the most boring part of treasure map. Everyone wants to see the fights and see how the teams work. So Blackbeard is we are fighting him on the mid map, but the team that I am using for this fight, I did obviously go through a lot of these teams in my personal team preparation video, which you guys would have seen either a couple of days ago, whenever it was. So this particular team actually can last for a really long time against this Blackbeard boss, even on the final fight, not on the mid map. It just does a lot of damage. There's so much to this team. So we are running the double Kizuna Big Mom. If you are going to bring Kizuna Big Mom, it's definitely suggested to run her as the captain for this fight against Blackbeard. And the main reason for that is because her special ability where she gives you an attack boost and a color affinity boost will only work when the boss has a full debuff immunity, not a poison immunity, not a defense down immunity, not even a delay immunity. It has to be a full debuff immunity, and this is, I think, is this the only one? I think the other only one that does it is also the Big Mom boss. So, you know, you mainly want to be running her, if you are going to be running her as a captain for this particular boss against Blackbeard or against the boss Big Mom. I would suggest running it here though because it just makes it a lot easier. Now, on this team as well, I have the Whitebeard treasure map character to give us an orb boost. You can definitely replace him with the treasure map Luffy, like the literal Luffy that you can farm in this treasure map. He is also an orb booster for all characters. You can definitely run that instead. I just decided to run Whitebeard because I'm a big fan of this Whitebeard character, but if you really want to optimize how many points you're getting, then yes, you can do that, but it's actually slower to run it that way because Luffy doesn't do any damage, unfortunately, because he's not boosted by Big Mom. And the thing is the Big Moms have a really high combo hit, so if you are going for like combo hits with Big Mom, overall, it does take a little bit more time if you're running Luffy. It probably is not that big of a difference. So if you really want it, you can do it. I'm not going to. I'm going to continue running Whitebeard because I like doing so. It is what it is. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and skip through a lot of the map run through here. So moving past this, we've already taken on Blackbeard. So the next boss after that is going to be versus Big Mom. Now, I'm so thankful that in my free multiple, I was so lucky enough to get that V3 Kaido because that is exactly who we are going to be using in the fight against Big Mom. Now, unfortunately with this team, it's kind of annoying because typically I'm going to be running double Akainu. There's not too many situations where I'm going to be running Akainu as my captain and specifically search out a Sabo friend captain because that's what I do in this clip here. You can do that obviously to optimize the points you get. If I had Sabo myself, I would be running Sabo on my intrusion team, and likely I'd be using him for the captain for this particular fight. But I have a Kaido, he's a 1.75 times point boost, so that's pretty dope. So allowing us to get a lot of points that way, and then a friend Sabo obviously makes a big difference there. Now, with this team specifically, if you're not running Sabo, so in my previous iterations, I'd be running double Akainu. The really bad thing about this team is that you only get an attack boost and a chain lock from the Jesus Burgess. However, beside all of that, the amount of damage that this team provides, even just with an attack boost and the chain lock from Jesus Burgess, it's enough damage to take down Big Mom for a really, really long time. It's dope. Akainu's captain effect is just way too good. So, as I said, we've got Akainu for the attack boost, but we actually use Lucy instead because Lucy changes the block orbs into matching, so that's really dope. And then he also gets rid of the burn, which doesn't really make that much of a difference, but we do it anyway. And then the Jesus Burgess actually has two different uses for this team. Not only do we get a chain lock for enhanced damage output, but he also removes the Rainbow Shield on Big Mom's side of the field. So, you know, bringing units that can do multiple different things is obviously a huge asset, and Jesus Burgess allows that, so it's dope. So just by using the Lucy and the Jesus Burgess, we take down Big Mom, no problems whatsoever. So the first two teams, the one against Blackbeard that you guys saw a little earlier, and then that one right there against Big Mom, those are actually the two slowest teams that I run. The other two teams, so the one against Kaido and the one against Shanks, are a little bit quicker. And the reason for that is because we actually have special abilities that we're able to launch prior to the final boss stage that can just wave clear the enemy. Now, I was actually looking at some footage from the JP treasure map, so some of the teams that the JP players were using, and a lot of the higher tier players were actually going ahead and running teams that utilized a lot of those functionalities with characters that could just wave clear, because remember, in this treasure map, instead of having 7-stage boss fights, it's now only 5 stages, so they severely condense it, which means that you can actually get your high nav levels much quicker, and in order to enhance the speed of that, you can then bring wave clearers to just allow you to clear the bosses much more quicker. So if you are able to fit in characters that can wave clear, because remember, with having a -5 cooldown ship, essentially everyone's specials are going to be maxed. In this instance, or not this one, but the team after this with Fujitora's cooldown's really high, so unfortunately, he isn't ready like at the very start, but by the time we reach the boss stage, he will be ready. Now, anyways, as I was saying, with this team, we have the Rumble Red Recruit Jozu on the team, and we can use his special ability on the second last stage, because we already have an orb booster in Kizaru on this team, and he's actually very good for the final stage, because not only does he give us an orb boost, but he also treats the badly matching orbs as beneficial for our team, so it's awesome to use Jozu in that fight to just make it a little bit more quicker. I'm not really too sure if I'm going to continue using Kaido as the captain here. There aren't really too many good replacements, honestly, because I would like to run Kaido on my Fujitora team, which you guys are going to be seeing after this, and I'll explain that a little bit more once we get to it. But with this stage here, Red Recruit Doflamingo is so good because he removes the special bind and also the threshold, but in this instance here, because we have Kizaru, his crewmate effect actually removes the special bind that would have been inflicted anyway, so it's awesome. Now, obviously, as time goes on, we can launch the Kaido special there for an attack boost, not really a big problem, but as I mentioned, Kaido, I'm not really too sure if I want to continue running him on that team specifically, because he actually could be very useful for the next fight against Shanks. And as I said, we are running a Fujitora team, so we have double Fujitora, which gives us a really large amount of HP. It's a huge amount of HP. And then as a sub on that team, we are actually running Red Recruit NL. Now, if you guys don't remember, Red Recruit Eneru has a really cool special where he cuts your health in half, and then the amount of HP that was subtracted, I think he multiplies it by a certain factor. I can't remember the multiplier off the top of my head, but essentially, the more HP you have, the more damage NL is able to do. Now, I believe, off the top of my head, that when we launch the NL special on the final boss stage, once we have removed the enemy's defense, it does like 1.5-ish or 1.49 million HP, so that's a lot, right? Now remember, if we get to a stage where the enemy starts to have too much HP, we have the double health cut with Fujitora. So remember, he's a 20% health cutter, which is pretty dope, so we can launch Fujitora, and this is where I was saying that potentially running Raid Kaido on this team might be a little bit more beneficial, because remember that the more enemies that are on the enemy side of the field, he provides a larger health cut. So we can have double Fuji health cut, then we could potentially have a Raid Kaido health cut, and then use an NL special. I feel like that might be something moving forward, but this is going to be working for a pretty long time. I think around Nev level 60-ish. This team might be needing a little bit more changing moving forward. And as you guys saw, we've got the super type Straw Hat Zoro character, which we did use for a wave clear on the previous stage, which is pretty dope. But anyways, we're getting to the final nitty-gritty team right now, which is the 127 times point boosting team against the final boss Luffy. This team is so good, and it is going to last essentially forever against this Luffy fight, which is wicked, because the really cool thing is super type Blackbeard is just so broken, and the fact is that both of the mini bosses, the Nami mini boss on stage 4, the Luffy stage boss, the Luffy boss on stage 5, are both Psy characters, so Blackbeard has innate color affinity against them, which is dope, and we're able to launch his special twice. Yes, we can launch his special twice throughout the run. We can launch it once against Nami, and then we can launch it again the stage after. And the reason for that is because we have the 2 Nami characters on our team. If you guys don't know, that Nami special ability reduces the cooldowns of our top row characters by 3 turns when we launch the special, and on top of that provides a chain locking effect. And the really cool thing is anytime we take any piece of damage, Blackbeard's cooldown is reduced by 2 turns with his captain effect. And the really cool thing is when we leave the stage against Nami and move into that final stage, is we're inflicted with another health cut, which is dope. So we can essentially launch it twice, and we just do so much damage, as you guys are going to see in this video here. But that is going to wrap up the video today, breaking down everything regarding my teams for this treasure map against Luffy. Hopefully you guys are having really good luck with your treasure map tickets, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.